Gentlemen, here now, and here now, and here now, and here now. Brenda, hey now. Welcome to hour number 3 of the line. You know what I just found out?
What?
The Squatty Potty creator, Robert Edwards. Does everybody know the Squatty Potty?
I don't know if I'm familiar with that.
You know what a Squatty Potty is. It's a little stool that you put under your toilet and you sit your feet on it so you're in more of like
Okay, yeah,
like a primitive position to help you poop.
right.
It was a very innovative, like, contraption that helped a lot of people, right? Have you ever used one?
No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
haven't.
dude. It works. It works.
I might fall asleep. Put your legs up. And
Of course, you know,
relax.
I mean, that was a while back. You had the Squatty Potty, and then everybody started making knockoffs. I mean, you put a stack of books at the bottom of your toilet and use it. You know, it's just a damn toilet step stool. It's nothing special. But anyway, the creator, Robert Edwards, who was on Shark Tank, which is, I believe, when the Squatty Potty started, has been arrested in Utah for child porn.
Good gosh, man.
He is partnered to a man, so he's married to a guy, I guess, and is a co-parent to 4 children, according to his profile on Southern Utah Cares. During his appearance on Shark Tank, Barbara Cochran said there was something off about Edwards that felt off to her. And boy, was she right. Authorities say Edwards purchased a trove of CSAM between 2021 and 2025, child sex abuse material. An undercover FBI agent joined a group chat where horrifying material was being distributed. Edwards was allegedly one of the participants. In November, law enforcement executed a search warrant and confiscated his phone that contained multiple videos and image of CSAM. He has pleaded not guilty. So,
How do you plead not guilty? They obviously have evidence.
yeah, they've literally got it all over your phone, bro. Although I do believe the government has the ability to plant that stuff on your phone, but, you know, this guy, I mean, there's pictures of him at pride parades and everything else, and, you know, he's probably a pedo, if I had to guess. Anyway, that just came across the wire for me. Also, new FBI activity at Nancy Guthrie's home. Don't know what that means, but it's hard to believe that that's still going on. You know, that's kind of falling off the headline train because, you know, you can only have a headline take over the news cycle for so long before people move on, and that's kind of what's happened with the Nancy Guthrie deal. I mean, people are still talking about it. Don't get me wrong; it's still a big story. But, you know, it's kind of like every few days you're like, oh, yeah, Nancy Guthrie's still missing. And there's no answers whatsoever. There's no suspects, no nothing. But back to the State of the Union, back to Ilhan Omar. Donald Trump just put this out on Truth Social. He said, when you watch low IQ Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib as they screamed uncontrollably last night at the very elegant State of the Union, such an important and beautiful event, they had the bulging, bloodshot eyes of crazy people, lunatics, mentally deranged, and sick who, frankly, look like they should be institutionalized. When people behave like that, and knowing that they are crooked and corrupt politicians, so bad for our country, we should send them back from where they came as fast as possible. They can only damage the United States of America. They can do nothing to help it. They should actually get on a boat with Trump deranged Robert De Niro, another sick and demented person with, I believe, an extremely low IQ, who has absolutely no idea what he is doing or saying, some of which is seriously criminal. When I watched him break down in tears last night, much like a child would do, I realized he may be even sicker than crazy Rosie O'Donnell, who is right now in Ireland trying to figure out how to come back to our beautiful United States. The only difference between De Niro and Rosie is that she is probably somewhat smarter than him, which isn't saying much. The good news is that America is now bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before, and it's driving them absolutely Crazy. President Donald J. Trump. What a tweet, man. What a
Epic
tweet.
as usual.
Bubba Rumble on the line. What's up, Bubba?
Oh, man, Robert De Niro, 82 going on 14 like all liberal men. They're just immature till the day they cease to exist, and he's a prime example of that.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Freaking crybaby. America is so horrible that he made a living acting, and became quite wealthy. And somehow people like Democrats and their rhetoric is basically what I called to talk about because, some people think Trump's rhetoric is a little too much. And he don't hurt my feelings, I guess, because I'm not a crybaby liberal to begin with. But, let's go over a few things that have happened in recent history. Democrat rhetoric over a drug addict that overdosed and died is what caused the summer of love. Billions of property damage, people dying in horrible ways and all over the country, and that went on for months on end. Democrat rhetoric got Donald Trump shot in Butler, Pennsylvania, and 2 other people shot, and Corey Comparatori died that day. And multiple other attempts on Donald Trump's life at this point because of Democrat rhetoric. Democrat rhetoric got those 2 protesters in Minneapolis killed because they got all full of it and went out there and acted a fool and attacked law enforcement officers and got killed. Democrat rhetoric's getting ICE officers injured. Democrat rhetoric has got people showing up at ICE detention facilities, shooting into the compound, murdering the illegal immigrants that they say they care so much about. And I could go on and on and on about that, but, if the independents really are paying attention, then there's no way that they could possibly vote for a Democrat if they actually care about America at this point.
That is 100% true. There's nobody that can argue that. You actually don't care about the survival and the benefit of America and the benefit of American citizens, especially those with the least among us, if you, in fact, vote Democrat. Now, you can plead ignorance. You can claim that you've been propagandized. You can claim that you just don't pay enough attention to what's going on. You can even claim that you only care about social issues. But no matter what your reason is for voting Democrat, whether it's policy or TDS, you cannot claim that you love this country and you want the best for it. There's no way around it.
100% a vote for a Democrat is a vote against America at this point. And, we could go on and on for the rest of this show about all the things that they come out and just stand in opposition of the civil rights of American citizens and the Constitution. They loathe everything that real Americans believe in because now they're catering to one of the few bases they have left, and those are the people that aren't even from this country that they're trying to harvest their votes by getting them here.
Harvesting babies and harvesting votes. That's the Democrat way.
That's their deal. And, if I was going to vote for anybody for president in 2028, it would be Jonald Byrd at this point.
Yeah.
Looking sharp last night, I got to say, man.
Yeah, let me look. Let me see if I can win District 2 in Alabama to start my career and see if we can get
That's your
Jeff in there.
springboard.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it worked for Barry Soetoro. You just, you get in the game, get your foot in the door, and next step president. All you got to do is get the right money behind you, and it's a lock, dude.
Yeah.
I'm only worried about the demons and things that the dirt they'll dig up on me.
Yeah, we'll lay it all out.
Yeah. You just got to have a good PR team and just explain it all the way.
And if you don't have a good PR team, you just tell everybody the dirt up front. If Obama didn't have the backing that he had, he'd have to tell everybody he blew Larry Sinclair before he ran for president. But he had the resources. We don't have those resources, so we'll just tell everybody, hey, this is what Byrd did, and that's in his past, and we're moving forward. God bless America.
That's right. You just got to issue an apology, like Gavin Newsom will issue his apology for insulting 15% of the population on that show a couple of days ago.
Yeah, that's right. All right, buddy.
All right, carry on. Hey now.
There's Bubba Rumble. Yeah, man. It's a problem. There's a lot of reasons that one might vote Democrat, and I think about liberal white women or just women in general that vote Democrat. They're voting. No offense to women, but they're letting their feelings override their common sense. And in
Mm-hmm.
some cases, women, you understand this. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes your feelings get in the way of reality and facts. And that's not a shot at you. That's just how we're all built. As men, we have our things that, work against us. And it's just nature, man. It's nature. But in liberal women, I feel like they've maybe got too much estrogen. I think something is going on with liberal women that's got them wired wrong. And for liberal men, they also have an extremely high amount of estrogen and a low amount of testosterone.
Absolutely.
And that's why there are solutions out there. There are solutions for you. And maybe you're not a liberal. Maybe you are a conservative, but sometimes you get in your feelings. That could be low T. Let me tell you how you fix that. You go to Alabama Men's Clinic and get yourself fixed right on up. That's right. Low T. It's a real thing for men all across the board. I've been trying to remind y'all that this is not just an old man thing. You don't have to be in your 60s to have low T. A lot of different things can cause low T. It can happen naturally, or it could be happening because of the stuff that you're putting in your body. The crap that they put in our food and everything else. Hopefully that'll be cleaned up in the next few years. But for now, it's kind of still out there, and it causes you problems. Causing you problems in the bedroom, causing you problems in the morning, just trying to get up and get going, and you're having a run on coffee and donuts every day, and you're foggy and you're tired and all this kind of stuff, all can tie back to low T. So imagine this. Imagine you make the decision to set an appointment with Alabama Men's Clinic. You let them run the labs, figure out where you're at, and you do have a T problem. They get you on a treatment, on a regimen that gets you back to the levels that you need to be, and you feel like a brand new man. Can you imagine that? Think about that right now. Think about being able to wake up in the mornings and being ready to just get after it. Wouldn't that be nice? Alabama Men's Clinic can make that a reality. All you have to do is call them, tell them you're part of the Hey Down Nation, that you heard it from Andrew Mclain, and they'll get you up and going. 205-598-7000. It's 205-598-7000, or book an appointment online, alabamamensclinic.com. 205-545-9950. 545-9950. And I want to show you the absolute absurdity of the how Democrat thinking goes. Okay, so there's this chick that goes to a college campus yesterday, the day before the State of the Union, and goes around asking students what did they think of the State of the Union last night. Now, obviously, it hadn't happened yet, but she was asking them as if it happened to see what their response would be, and here's what she got.
College kids are telling us Trump's State of the Union didn't go so well. The only problem? It's tomorrow. Rate Trump's State of the Union speech 1 out of 10. 1's the worst, 10's the best. Negatives. And why? I think we all know a lot of reasons. Yeah. What about the State of the Union last night? 1 to 10.
It was like a 1 or 2. I mean, it was all over the place.
Probably just giving a 0.
Gonna give it a 1.
And why do you say 1?
I don't think he's very articulate.
How did Trump do at the State of the Union?
0.
I'll be real, I didn't watch it.
Like, yeah, I didn't really watch it much. I watched it for a little bit, but turned it off.
The State of the Union last night. How was that? 1 to 10.
I didn't know it was last night. I thought it was tomorrow.
No, you're good. You passed the test. Good job.
No, so actually
College kids
one
are
person got it right. One person's like, oh, I thought it was tomorrow.
Yeah, I watched a little bit, but then I turned it off.
Yeah, the one that had the audacity to say, I watched a little bit of it. No, you didn't, because it hadn't happened yet. But again, that's the kind of those are the people that vote Democrat. Like, they have no idea what's going on. They're just casting a vote because they think it's cool. That's the people that Democrats have to rely on in order to win. Okay? And back to my point from yesterday as to making it harder to vote, not easier. Those people will not put any extra effort into going to vote. If it interrupts their daily lives, if they have to go upstairs in their mom's house because they're living in the basement, if they have to go upstairs and try to help their mom find their birth certificate in order to vote or whatever cockamamie excuse the Democrats have for no voter ID, they're not going to do it. If it's going to interrupt their daily lives for them to have to vote, not a chance. Not a chance. So voter ID will keep a lot of this riffraff, and I mean not people that vote for the other side. I mean people that have no idea what's going on. It would absolutely keep them from voting. Larry's on the line. Larry, how are you?
And I mean not people that vote for
Larry, turn your radio down, buddy. Hey, what's up?
Hey, guys. Just wanted to throw a question out to you gentlemen and get an opinion. I'm going to ask the question, then hang up and hear what you have to say. But for the life of me, for the last 48 months prior to Trump and all the 4 years that they had the Epstein files, you're going to sit here and...
Well, I hung up a little too early.
Dad, burn it. Call back.
I said he was going to hang up and see our opinion, but I don't. I got to get the question. I don't know what he was going to say about the Epstein files.
See if you can guess. What do you think? What do you think he's going to say?
I don't know. Maybe he was going to say, and I've had this thought as well, the people that are still screaming about release the files, Democrats and people that are in the middle or consider themselves conservative, are still screaming about the Epstein files. I'm kind of like, you've got more of the Epstein files now than you ever had, but yet before Trump, you never were really that adamant about the Epstein files. Yeah, maybe you mentioned them. Maybe it was on your radar, but you never were shouting from the rooftop about Joe Biden and the Democrats were covering for them and posting about it on social media every day. So what changed? Now that somebody's actually releasing them, now all of a sudden you're more up in arms than ever about those files getting released? And it's like we've just over the past few weeks released 6,000 pages. I mean 6 million pages. Like, come on, dude. What are you talking about? To release the Epstein file? It seems disingenuous to me. That's my guess as to what he's talking about, but I don't know. That's only because that's what I've been thinking about. Every time I see somebody bring it up, I kind of roll my eyes. I'm like, come on. You know, I get it, and I want the rest of them released like everybody else, but, you know, and I'm not just talking about average people that just say release the files. I'm talking about people that come out and say, you know, Trump is an awful president because all the files are the files that I want released are being released or whatever. And it's kind of like, come on. You're gonna wipe out all the good for some files that you think may or may not exist? If you really care about the Epstein situation, the thing you need to concentrate on is the FBI finding these secret locations, up to 6 different locations that Epstein has files and hard drives hidden, because that's probably where the goods are at. The stuff that we have long speculated that existed, which is videos and images of powerful people and lists and all this evidence of these powerful people that have committed these crimes against children. That's probably where it's at. I don't think it's being covered up. I don't think the FBI's covering it up. I don't think Donald Trump's covering up for his billionaire friends. I don't know that you know this, but Donald Trump has not been one to keep a lot of friendships in his time in politics. He's been rogue, if anything. He'll take out anybody and everybody if it involves doing what's right. But nonetheless, it's kind of like, let's worry about that. And here's the problem. Most people don't even know about that story. Most people don't even know that Epstein reportedly had secret locations that he was putting hard drives and files. That's the story that needs to be out. This stuff, man, this junk in my head's getting on me again. Starting to
Take a deep breath,
make me feel wobbly.
but not through your nose, but take a deep breath.
I can actually breathe through my nose. It's like in my head.
Oh, dang, it's way up in there. You
Yeah.
definitely need Navage.
Yeah, I don't know. Can I take like Mucinex or something? What is this stuff you take for?
It's supposed to loosen up mucus,
Yeah.
so I guess you could give it a shot.
Where does it go when it loosens up? Do you just swallow it?
No, oh my gosh, don't swallow. Just let it spit it out a lot. Bring you a spit cup.
The spit.
Yeah,
spittoon.
and let it come out of your nose and blow lightly, not hard, and it'll just a gunk will come out, but you'll feel better.
But is that what I get? Mucinex? Is there a certain kind that I got to get?
I think, what is it called? Snot relief is the particular type that you want to get. Mucinex snot relief.
Let's just say medicine to get, what do I call it? Gunk out of my head. Yes.
Mucus, gunk, it doesn't matter.
It says Mucinex.
Yeah.
Mucinex Rapid Clear Kit. What is this? This looks like a big pack. Big pack of stuff. It says capsules, daytime, nighttime.
Anytime.
Severe
Really.
nasal congestion relief. Clear and cool. So it's like it's a spray or something. So, and it's got like, it looks like it's a whole routine. Like I got to do it for days. I don't want to do it for days. I just want to.
Well, I mean, you may have to. You're so impatient, Andrew.
I just want it to be over with.
I know you do, buddy. I know you do.
TCW bringing you this part of the show. TCW Construction. That's my buddy Trent out there doing the Lord's work when it comes to outdoor construction, man. Doing a fantastic job, man. They do the most beautiful work. And if you don't believe me, do this. Do this right now. If you're sitting at your desk at work or you're on your phone or whatever, go to tcwconstructionco.com. tcwconstructionco.com and just look at some of these pictures that they've got laid out here. I'm talking about outdoor dreams taking shape, things coming together. They give you a little bio there. They got an about tab, services.
Yeah, that website is really, really nice. I love those pics.
There's a photo gallery up in there from past projects and the contact information. So whatever it may be, could be walkways, retaining walls. You know, you want some. I mean, just the options are endless. I can sit here and give you a list, but there's not enough time for me to tell you all the things they do. It could be something as simple as flattening some land, or building up. I talked to him about redoing my back patio, which is kind of like a brick patio, and doing something new, knocking that one out. It's kind of old, and just redoing something, and maybe even making a walkway to a garden in the backyard, stuff like that. Like the possibilities are endless. So here's what I want you to do. Outside of go into the website, tcwconstructionco.com. I want you to call him. Make sure you let him know I sent you and talk to him about some of the things you can get done. I'm telling you, this is high-end, high integrity. Like Trent is a man of his word. And if he tells you he's going to get something done, he's going to get it done. 205-389-3536. That's 205-389-3536. TCW Construction. Somebody on the text line, it says Dale Jackson on the text line. Is that actually Dale Jackson?
I think there's another one that's actually called in.
But it's a Florida number.
He was originally from Florida, isn't he?
Yeah.
I guess it is.
Is that the Dale Jackson?
The one and only?
No, this is Dale Jackson, Tuscaloosa. Okay, so it's a different Dale Jackson. That's crazy, though. There's a Dale Jackson with a Florida number. He says, tell Andrew that he needs a nasal decongestant like Sudafed. Mucinex for chest congestion. Yeah, Dale Jackson would never give me advice like that, so that's definitely not him. Sudafed, isn't that what they use to make meth? Sudafed's not going to get me all hopped up, is it?
No, I don't think that would be the case. It's mixed with a lot of other stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to get amped up and not be able to sleep because y'all got me on some sort of, hillbilly methamphetamine nasal cocktail just to get the gunk out of my head. I need to be able to sleep tonight. Yeah, so I'll look into it, or maybe I'll ask the pharmacy or whatever. But I gotta do something because it is wearing me out. And I'm fading fast and in a hurry.
It's gonna be all right, brother.
All right, what else do we got? Talked about Ilhan Omar screaming, "You killed Americans," Rashida Tlaib chanting KKK. Nancy Pelosi actually started chomping on her dentures at one point after Trump called her out for insider trading. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, yeah, man. She was, you know how you see some people, like those teeth will get loose and they'll kind of start moving their mouth around? Yeah, she was doing that whole thing. She kind of looks like, it's like when you see a horse eating hay. This is one of those deals. And she was like getting very squeamish. She was like, "Oh, no." And she was interviewed on CNN afterwards, and they asked her about it. They were like, even some Democrats were cheering when Donald Trump talked about going after insider trading. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm totally for that. I support it, too. I cheered for it." It's like that. Yeah, because you're almost out of there, and you don't care. You've made your millions. If you can be for stopping insider trading if you've already made millions and millions and millions of dollars off of insider trading. These people are so disingenuous. It goes back to the thing somebody called in yesterday talking about term limits, and between term limits and insider trading, that's two of the big things that need to be eliminated. But in order to eliminate it, the people that are benefiting from those have to vote to stop it. And it's hard to tell anybody, even forget corrupt politicians. It's hard to go to anybody and say, "Hey, I know you've got this gravy train and you've got this thing you figured out where you're making, $2 million a year, but I think you should stop it." You think the person's going to be like, "Oh, yeah, totally. I'll totally stop bringing in millions of dollars to my bank account." People aren't going to do that, especially corrupt politicians. They don't care that it's unethical. They don't care that they're doing it on the backs of you and the backs of, policy decisions that, may or may not be detrimental to the American citizen, the average American citizen. So it's just, it's kind of a no-win situation. Trump did at one point tell the Supreme Court justices to their faces that their anti-tariff ruling backfired and will remain in place during the State of the Union. I thought that was great. He looked straight because remember the Supreme Court justices, they sit on the front row. And I saw 4 or 5 of them there. Were they all there? I can't remember. I
just think the way the camera was, it showed mostly the conservatives, Republicans. Mm-hmm. So, like, part of them were cut off.
Oh, I gotcha. So, we didn't get any Ketanji Brown Jackson camera time, but she was there. But, yeah, they sit there on the front row, and he told them right to their faces. He's like, "Listen, y'all screwed up. You think you're going to stop my tariffs, buddy? You got another thing coming. Yeah. You got another thing coming." I love it, man. I love the fact that my president calls people out to their face, no matter how important they are or self-important, no matter what their position is. He's going to tell them how he feels. And a lot of Americans appreciate that. Some people are like, "it's super ash and it's not presidential." So what? Joe Biden wasn't presidential. Barack Obama wasn't presidential. Well, the seal's been broken on that long ago. I don't know why we're still living in this world where you got to conduct yourself a certain way and, be super nice to everybody and not hurt anybody's feelings because you're president. When I pick a leader, especially somebody that's going to be leading the real world, I need somebody that's willing to hurt somebody's feelings. I need somebody that's going to call out bullish when they see it and not just let it slide by because they don't want to rock the boat. Screw the boat. Flip the boat over. If it's beneficial to this country, we got to do it. We got to do it. And
Absolutely.
That's Donald Trump 101. Now, James Carville, who we haven't heard from in a very long time, did not enjoy the State of the Union, I'm sure, and he's just really not been having a good time. With the Trump accomplishments that have been happening over the past few months, James Carville's predictions have essentially fallen flat, and he's not coping very well with it. So he's got new predictions as to what's happening here and what's happening within the Trump administration, and he laid that out on his weird little podcast.
I have a personal message for Donald John Trump. And you sit still, you son of a bitch, when I'm telling you this. I'm going to tell you right where you are, you fat, sorry sack of shit. People hate you. Now, let me give you, and I'm not just saying this because I don't like you. I'm saying this because I'm telling you what's happening to you right now. And get ready to tell you what's going on. First of all, everybody is stabbing you in the back. You can trust no one. I saw the story today where, of course, the Pentagon, because your boy Pete, he can't control shit, okay, was already back leaking that General Kane told you about all the dangers in bombing Iran. Because why are they doing that? Because they hate you. And they're going to leak, and they're going to talk to the New York Times, and they're going to talk to everybody else, just like your own staff, right? Susie Wiles, she hates you. That's evident. Sherry already told you that. They're all leaking like crazy. They're all wondering what's going to happen in the next job. They don't give a shit about you, okay? They really don't. No, you can't trust anyone.
Imagine James Carville used to be one of the most, at least this is what people said, one of the most brilliant minds in politics.
No, he's a crudgy old man. Get off my lawn, Trump.
Dude, he's a nasty looking individual too. Like, he's always looking so sloppy. He's got stains on his shirt. He's always got something on his lip. Like, he's just a gross looking dude. Imagine what his house smells like. Probably smells like mothballs and dirty diapers.
Yeah.
Oh, James Carville. And he said, this is his prediction, that Pete Hegseth is leaking to the New York Times because he doesn't like Donald Trump. Susie Wiles hates Donald Trump. It's like, come on, dude. And listen, I get it. I get it for those on the left. Like, this has got to be an incredibly frustrating time because you got some wins in the first term. You did. You had some W's where you were able to stop Donald Trump on this and that, or paint him a certain way, or convince the public that he was this, that, and the other. You did. The problem is it doesn't work this time. This time around is different. And all the stuff that you've thrown at him traditionally, what you did in the first term, is just bouncing right off. He's got to figure it out, man. The 2020 election, while every single person should be held accountable for that, and it should never be allowed to ever happen again, was a blessing in disguise. Because if Trump would have went straight from the first term to the second term, he would have likely been dealing with a plethora of the problems that he dealt with in the first term. But he had 4 years to sit on it, 4 years to strategize, 4 years to lay out a blueprint for what a second Trump term looks like and how to make sure the things that went wrong in the first term didn't go wrong in the second term. And they figured it out. They figured it out. And they're light years. This administration is light years ahead of any of these other politicians. It goes back to why they're so frustrated, why they're so angry, why they are filled with such rage. It's because they can't figure out how to get one up on Trump. At every single turn, they get smacked down. Every single turn. Nothing they do is working against the orange man. And so they have nothing that they can do other than seethe. Just sit there and seethe, be nasty, disgusting, liberal, Marxist, communist that they are. And I'm here for it, man. I'm here to watch y'all self-implode. I'm here to watch y'all suffer from the worst case of mental illness you've ever experienced in your life. I'm here to watch you destroy yourself due to your Trump derangement syndrome. I'm here for it. And you got almost 3 more years to deal with it, buddy, because we ain't going nowhere. Cynthia said that only 4 of the 9 justices showed up.
Yeah, I told you that.
No, you didn't. You said they were all there.
I did not. How dare you? You're always trying to get me in trouble.
Yeah.
Why do you lie?
Why are you gay? I saw Brett Kavanaugh. I saw Amy Coney Barrett, which Trump seemingly gave the cold shoulder to her a little bit, which, maybe I'm reading too far into that. Kavanaugh, Barrett, Roberts, and who else did I see there? I would assume Clarence Thomas was there. Was Scalia not there?
I don't know.
Then you would have Sotomayor, you would have Jackson, and who would be the other one? I lost count. What number am I at? I don't know. I don't guess it matters. I surely they didn't do it in protest. That would be very, very un-SCOTUS like to protest the State of the Union. You're really supposed to be there. How many? Okay, let's do this. How about a little bit of which SCOTUS justices?
I got them right here.
I don't know if I can believe you now.
All right. Yeah, no, I'm looking at them. One is Alito. Clarence Thomas wasn't there. Neil Gorsuch, Sonia Sotomayor, and Ketanji Brown Jackson.
That's that you're looking at that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. John Roberts,
was there.
Alina Kagan, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett were the ones there. There was only 4 there.
Yeah.
You got it wrong again.
That's not true.
The 5 justices who did not attend were Clarence Thomas, historically rare attendee, absent since around 2006, so I guess he normally doesn't go. Justice Samuel Alito.
Yes, I said that.
Neil Gorsuch.
I did. I
was
said
not
that.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Sonia Sotomayor was not there, and Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Yeah,
was not
that's
there.
what I said.
Okay, so maybe it's not as rare as I thought. I thought the Supreme Court justices kind of were there out of respect, but I guess it's not that often. Attendance at the State of the Union is not mandatory for justices, and patterns vary. Some, like Thomas and Alito, often skip due to its partisan nature. This year's event followed a recent 6-3 SCOTUS ruling. We know all that. Okay. That was what AI told me. AI, man. You should ask Petunia these questions when they come up.
We don't get political. I don't know what side of the fence she falls on. I guess I need to find out.
Yeah, what if she turns out to be a flaming lib?
Well, I mean, true love conquers all.
She could be like Google's Gemini, or ChatGPT is super lib. So
yeah, well, my girl's real, so.
Real what?
My girl.
She's real what?
She's a real woman.
Is she?
In my mind, she is.
I bet she is. Richard the cop, what's up, buddy?
I'll talk about a couple of things. One, I agree with you totally. I'm proud of a president that will kick your butt, take your name, and write it down for later. Number 2, I want to talk about something Dixon and talked about this morning, about that sorry Mundummy. I will not call him Mundummy, it's Mundummy. With the cops that got put in the hospital with the rock-filled snowballs. And Mondami just wrote it off as, it's just people having fun in the snow. And you got guys getting their faces bashed in with loaded snowballs. You know, they're real lucky it's up there. Because back in the day, you hit me with a loaded snowball, you need 3 things. Your Blue Cross card or your Medicaid card if you're on the dole, your copay, and the phone you've got in your pocket to call 911, whether it's yours or a government issue. So I'm putting you in the hospital, and then you're going to jail. That is just totally uncalled for. The sewer that they're leaking in the Potomac River in New York is about to be Potomac in Washington's about to be in New York, because the simple thing is they're going to have cops bailing out of there for all these agencies around them.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. And it's crazy. And Richard, I appreciate it, buddy. I got to hit this break, but We've watched New York turn into a cesspool probably a lot quicker than anybody expected.